Okay, this is Harmon Putback Part 3. As you can see, only because it's only about 42, no, it's almost 50, 47 degrees down here. So, okay, what I've gone ahead and done, I have the new paddle blade ready to be installed in the front. I've already put the motor in, although you can't see much there. And another thing I like to do while I'm in this thing, I think when weather gets warmer, I'll go through and do some more preventive maintenance. So there's the new motor in there installed, and also while I'm in here, what I like to do is this, I call it this box here over on the side. It's on with a wing, fastened with a wing nut here, and I like to I don't know what I call it, but it seems to collect the sawdust from the as the pellet process goes through. This finger feeder here. It has an auger and a little two sliding plates that pass the pellets down. The sawdust there, you see, it was what accumulates. When I got this, that was completely filled. So each time I'm in here, I like to take out that sawdust, as that's the worst thing for the stove, I'm told. And this has a unique way of pushing it off to the side and collecting it here. Okay, as you can see, I've gone ahead and reattached the paddle blade on to the motor shaft. The reason I have the vice grips on here is only to demonstrate during the purchase of the part, your Allen wrench is here, 1/8 inch, which nobody on the web seems to know or even tell you what it is when you're trying to get this off. But that's an 1/8 inch Allen wrench. In any event, the gentleman explained that you set to get this off next time. I put never seize on it in hopes to get that Allen to come off next time. But he said set your vice grips and to use heat, and then put your vice grips on, and it'll just pull off. Well, I couldn't do that with this one because this Allen was rounded out to the point where I just had no bite left on it, and I used all the heat in the world, so I just tapped there to get the paddle blade off. Originally, I did not hammerize the bearings out of the motor, causing damage, which that was the point we were discussing. So in any event, that's nice and tight. Much to my dismay back here, what I needed to do was reposition that motor so as I could get the room blower to fit back in properly. I tried to do it first shot, but that motor has to go that way in order for the room blower to clear. And I also blew out the with the air compressor, I just blew out the dust and dirt out of this. Clean that out. And one other last thing, the wire run. It always would say inspect lead dress. What I did is I didn't go crazy with the tie wraps, but I did the little hook up here that you put the tie wrap through, and I've kept all the wires away from the heat. Be real careful with the little probe there that senses too much ash in the flue, the little exit flue there, and make sure I clear everything, and I have, and I put the removable tie wraps on. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of silicone lube. I did oil the bearings and a couple of Oil-Lite bearings right there. That one in there we put a little lube on. I'm going to use some of the synthetic gel. I like using this stuff. I'll put it all over this and spread it around a little bit, and we'll get started on the final put back phase so we can enjoy some heat down here. Okay, we've reassembled all the panels here, and now what we're going to do, we've cleaned the glass a little. We'll give this a more thorough cleaning sometime in the future, but here we have our pellets. We've replaced the back, made sure all the wiring is done correctly. I keep this on a little UPS here just to help from transients and stuff like that. If the lights flicker, it will kill the stove. That just enough to keep that going. So we're ready to try this out. So let's go over. We'll give it a little
Didn't help the other night that someone hit a phone pole. We didn't have power the other night.
The LEDs give you the status. The igniter, which is going to start the burn pot. It's an electric heating element. Another thing you want to be careful of. The feed motor is running. And those are the components that we cleaned all the sawdust powder out of the box there. And our combustion blower, which we have just replaced. So I'm going to try and just set this and forget it for now, because we never had a problem. Sounds good. I don't hear any screeching, and we'll come back in a few minutes to see if we have flammage. Okay, the first sign you know something's about to happen is gets all smoky cloudy in there. The feeder feeds the burn pot from the hopper. They don't always light the first time. It might take two, but I think this is gonna go. And all of a sudden you'll see ba-boom! Not ba-boom, it's just a... Okay, here's the first stage in the process, and there's the flame. I was just gonna say, you see the smoke, and that's a good sign. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So what this will do, it will start heating up the panels inside, all the fins, and then when it hits the correct temperature inside, it'll turn on the room blower, and it has a little thermostat to adjust itself accordingly that I have hung just off to the side. So that's it for Harman Essentra pellet stove repair final.